I don't fucking know. It's okay. Hey, what's up, chat? Sorry for the delay. We are good to go now. Had a few configuration issues. Wanted to make sure we got it right. This is going to be one hell of a stream. So let's start the show.
Huge nerd. Jeff, please. These memes.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to VKH Live. Winona was just getting a kick out of all the hard meme work you guys have been doing.
Bro, I'm dead.
Bro, I'm dead. How's everything going, guys? What's up, chat? Welcome to VKH Live. I'm your host, Jeff DeWitt. We have got a hell of a stream for you guys. First things first, want to let you guys know about something new we're doing, something that I think is pretty cool. So for this month, we're going to actually be doing a... Oh, do I have the... Let's see if I have the link. Yeah, that would be helpful. We've scheduled out all of our streams. So if you look in the description, or you look in the stream feed, or you check this article on our website, you will see this article. Basically down here, we have all of our weekly streams. These are set in stone. Every Saturday, it's the weekly edition, 8 p.m. EST. And then we also have bonus streams that we're going to be updating frequently. So make sure you check back on this article to hear about any more additional bonus streams. We also are going full in on like all of our social media in terms of keeping you updated. We've really optimized a lot of the stuff we're doing. So the best ways that you can follow VKH Live, my recommendation would be you can join our Discord server. With the link is in the description and in this article. That is the most active place. You can actually interact with us a lot, very frequently. Request things for streams. We do test streams there, which, by the way, we may do a test stream tonight to properly test everything out for the upcoming month. Yeah, so Discord's the best. Also the best is subscribing to our YouTube channel, since that's just like, really big. That just helps us out, like increasing the subscriber count. If you're on Facebook, I would actually recommend following us on Facebook because we are doing Facebook events for at least the weekly streams where we're just going to we're going to put them out. We're going to invite people. We're going to invite our friends, and they're going to invite their friends and friends of friends and stuff. So you can always follow us on Facebook and look for those, and you can add me and Winona, or well, I won't speak for Winona. You can add me. My whole Facebook's public now, so I'm wide open.
Yeah, I don't know about adding me, fam. My Facebook's a mess.
Yeah. I nuked mine and made it public because I was like, look, if I'm doing Twitter, I'm gonna do Twitter everywhere.
You can follow me on Twitter. I got you, fam.
You can follow us on Twitter because we tweet out when exactly we go live. That's at VKH official, and then also on Instagram we post. I would say in terms of the upcoming photos, the coolest, most artistic versions of the photos, aka the non-thumbnail versions of these, I'm going to be posting on Instagram. I have a whole system to where there's not going to be any more thumbnail looking photos on Instagram no more. None of that bullshit. We're going to go back to the cool artsy stuff we were doing, but we're going to have thumbnail stuff for where we need it. So I got to show you that one. No, you'll be so proud of me. Also, occasionally we do Instagram exclusive live streams. We've done one so far. We definitely plan on doing more. Instagram has IGTV. We're definitely planning on playing around with that a little bit more in the future. So yeah, that's about that. How are you doing, Winona?
I'm here, which is better than most weeks when I'm not here and I'm dead. Slept all yesterday away, so I'm really energized right now.
Nice.
Good time.
It's a good time. So it's let me just double check the. Okay, they're hearing you. That's good. They always hear me. I talk so loud I can talk through the internet. I just want to make sure.
So quiet, you never know.
Okay, so enough stalling. We just gotta dive right into it, man. There is a lot of stuff to get into. Surprisingly huge amount of releases in November. We're gonna power through as many of these as we can, as quickly as we can. So wish us luck. We will probably read super chats and regular chat and everything like that at the end, just so that we can like really try and get through this, because we got I even like whittled this down from other stuff, and we're still at like 17 different things we gotta like run through. By the way, if you appreciate these streams, if you like these kinds of streams and stuff, you can support us either on Patreon or by sending us a super chat or a donation through Streamlabs. It helps support the website. We'll read your message. So if I say something you disagree with, you can force me to recant that. that's usually my personal favorite way of super chatting the live streamers I watch. So. All right, let's get into it. So, very first one is going to be Komodo Dragon. So, Komodo Dragon is putting out a single on November the 7th, which is coming up pretty soon, and that is called Soso. And it comes in 4 editions.
It's Kodomo Dragon.
Kodomo Dragon. Messing up our words, man. Come on, you can't do that. So Soso is coming out on November 7th. It's coming in 4 different types. We're going to say this because there's multiple, like all 3 of the major BP bands are releasing things this month. They're getting so hard to follow right now. I think Winona, you made the good point that they're all kind of growing up at the moment.
They're just trying to fill the big boy shoes, Jeff.
Yeah, the big boy shoes.
They're all growing up.
They're trying to be a major indie band, I guess, or an indie major band.
All of the bands are trying to be one major indie band. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so BP Records has like a whole little operation going on over there. We literally covered all 3 of these bands last month when they were putting out live DVDs. So I mean, like, they now. Oh wait, that was September actually. So now 2 months later, they're coming in. They're coming in hot. They're coming in hot with this shit.
Bulldozing out of 2018 with these fresh new releases.
Yeah. So you got to hear the PV preview of this, right?
Of this, yeah. I thought it was a super mature version of what they had put out before. Not version of it. It's just a lot more slowed down and significantly less colorful than what I'm used to seeing from them, obviously. But I mean, obviously in terms of how monochromatic this is, but
yeah,
I think they're gonna leave being Kodomos and become Otonas, if you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. I don't get that.
They're gonna leave Kodomo.
What is that weeb shit you're saying?
Kid. Otona is Japanese for adult.
Oh. So we took their word then with the Komodo.
Kodomo.
I always think of Komodo, like.
I know because it's an animal, but it's Kodomo dragon.
I see. All right, guys. Well, by the way, let us know which of these releases you're excited about or looking forward to. If you have one picked out already as like your most favorite, feel free to leave it in the chat. We'll get to what we can at the end. All right. So there's one. Moving on, we have penicillin. So actually, chat. Let me know if you know penicillin. Like, press 1 if you are aware. Press 1 if you like penicillin. Press 2 if you're aware of penicillin and it's just not something that you're like into. And press 3 if you don't know who they are.
Well, penicillin's been around for a while.
Yes,
but they're one of those bands that flew under our radar.
They just consistently fly under my radar personally, yeah. But they've been around since 1992, it looks like.
Yeah.
According to my studious research.
Yeah, they're a good band. Like this new single that they're putting out is actually really decent. But I can't figure out who they're signed to. I think they've gone indie at this point.
Interesting.
But they're distributing through a lot of people.
Oh my God, they have a lot of singles and a lot of albums. So
yeah,
that's good to see. They're a Japanese band through and through. Like
legacy.
Yeah, like none of this. Like Slipknot just dropped their first song in what, 5 years, 6 years? Yeah, none of that. None of that for these bands. I love it. I love it. So that is. So they are releasing a album. It's called Megalomania no Tsubasa, and it comes in 2 editions. We should have a releases list up sometime this week for you guys to reference, but I'm kind of sneaking out. I'm kind of sneaking out ahead of our schedule since this was the first regular show of the month, even though it had to be delayed 24 hours. So
there's just so much content, you guys.
There's a lot of content. I had to if I waited until we got that out and then did this next, like it's too late. It's too late. Like yeah. So all right, so that's penicillin. Let's see what's next. Okay, so next up we have Kiryu, which by the way, Kiryu's current look is pretty fucking badass. They're going back to that horror style for sure. So Kiryu has a album coming out on the 14th, and it is called Tensho Rine, and it's their 6th album. And my goodness, this is oh man, like. So I loved their last album, like, and their album before that. But then these, like, all of these, like, past releases they've been doing, I've been kind of iffy on because, like, they really felt like they were going through some, like, serious growing pains and whatnot. So I'll be really so I tuned out personally in terms of like really being on their music, which is very abnormal for me because I'm usually really into Kiryu, as is like a few people at VKH. So I'll be curious to see how this album plays out. So I'm probably going to be running into it more as like a fairly fresh, take. So I don't know if you've been keeping up with Curio at all lately. We don't know.
I have not.
Okay. You guys will have to let me know, because I know they've had a few albums or a few singles and like a mini album from last year. The mini album I was like a little iffy on the PV tracks for, I think, and then some of the singles, but they were all wildly experimental. It's just it wasn't doing it for me for some reason, and then they kind of fell off my radar. I was honestly holding out. I was honestly like, I'll check back in when it's time for the new album. So here we are, new album. So it'll be really interesting to see how they've progressed. But feel free to let us know how you think Kiryu is going to do with the new album if you've been following them more closely than we have. So, all right, next up is Gossip. So they are releasing their third album and then disbanding. We wrote an article about this. It's unfortunate. It is coming out on the 14th. It is called Shinai Naro Kichiku Saiko Yaro, and then in parentheses Shushin. I don't know if you can translate that based on my bad pronunciation, Winona, but from what I remember, it has something to do with like the end of their career or something like that. So
I'm gonna take a look at this title.
Yes, please do that. Just to satisfy my curiosity. Gossip disbanding is really unfortunate, but I mean, if it's any consolation, this is definitely a band that gave it like 110%. Like they really gave it their all in terms of trying to make things work. I don't think they broke up due to drama or anything like that. I saw no evidence of that. What I did see evidence of is they've gone on like a bunch of really massive tours.
The 108th City tour they did before.
Yeah.
I think they did 2 of those.
Yeah, and so, albeit they were in small venues, but they were really pounding the pavement, really trying to make things work. So I just, if I had to speculate on this entertainment purposes only stream that is not meant to be taken as news right now, I would say they just ran out of money, ran out of momentum. They tried everything. The interest, wasn't quite there. That's my guess from their activity. But it's nice to see a band that it's like, it's not like they're pulling out the rug from under the fans. I don't think. I think they.
Yeah, the whole album seems to be like a callback to their entire career so far. Because it's Shinai Naru Kichiku Saiko Yaro Shushin, and Shushin is Lifetime. But the whole album title is something like psychotic dear devil brother, like dearest devilish psycho brother.
Yeah, and you can see right here,
something like that.
I don't know if my mouse shows up on the screen. Yeah, it does. If you see right here, there's the 108. So I believe this artist photo.
That's an 108 tour. Yeah.
Yeah, was taken for that. So yeah, they really went in on it, and so hopefully we'll see them back, because it's not like it was they weren't my favorite band, but it's not like their stuff was bad or anything like that necessarily.
I think for them in their career, it was like they tried to follow trends, but they tried to follow trends a little too hard, and it was a little too obvious when they tried to follow trends. But you could see how passionate they were about their music and about their career. So I don't think these guys are really going to retire. I think we're going to see at least 2 or 3 of them come back in different bands.
Yeah, honestly, it seems like a pretty solid warm-up career band, for something big. Sorry, guys, my hair's like out of control tonight. It's like, okay. So next up, we've got Dexcore.
Oh my God.
So all right, I'll let you go off, but so they have a single coming out. It's called Brainwashing. It's coming out on November 14th as well. Comes in 2 editions you can get physically. I would say you might want to check it out on streaming services because they usually come out on Spotify and Apple Music. But go ahead, fam. Say what I'm thinking. Say what we're thinking.
Oh, God.
You saw the PV preview.
When you watch, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to this preview in chat while I'm at it. If you watch it, they're all dressed in white, and it sounds eerily similar to one of our other beloved bands.
Here's your
Nocturnal Bloodlust.
Oh, I was gonna say, here's your hint. That's my saxophone impression.
That is not a good enough hint. This is just like, it's not that the song sounds like Whiteout, but this song is mixed eerily similar to Whiteout.
And the PV looks like Whiteout.
PV looks, it looks like Whiteout, except there's no one wearing a very obvious red leather jacket to throw us all the way off. So
yeah.
But more power to them. But my only I don't even know. It just sounds like they typecast themselves as Nocturnal Bloodlust. They said, hey, man, Nocturnal Bloodlust is on the way out, and we're on our way in.
Which we had, speculated offline that would happen, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it at length.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They were making some kind of fun stuff. I don't know if they're set up to be that same kind of band. It's just the way they mix their stuff usually, and like Nocturnal Bloodlust was very raw with their kind of deathcore. These guys are very, very produced, for better or for worse. But it's like you can hear it's either a really great drummer or a drum machine, a bass drum machine going constantly.
No, I think we've had our time with bands that sound like Nocturnal Bloodlust, because when you look at the spectrum of how music comes out of Japan, and I've told Jeff about this before, where Japan's music is about 5 years behind America, and Nocturnal Bloodlust would have been great for 2013 America, but their sound has already passed, and it has already had its time in Japan, and I think Dexcore should not follow the steps of Nocturnal Bloodlust and should just keep going forward and making their own sound. But it sounds like right now they're like, what if we sounded like 2015 Nocturnal Bloodlust?
Yeah, I agree with all that, to be
I'm really
honest.
Concerned. I don't want this to happen.
Well, because the trends, they're either 5 years behind or they're 5 years ahead. It'll jump out in front. And I feel like if Dexcore keeps being Dexcore, they might be able to be 5 years ahead. But
I don't know if they'll be 5 years ahead. I think the thing with Japanese rock is that it's a really good remixed version of our nostalgia. And eventually they're going to figure out how to remix our nostalgia just well enough for us to forget that it's actually nostalgic to us. The sounds are nostalgic to us.
Yeah, but sometimes when that happens, that's I think I said that to you on Twitter actually, is that's all, and I'm saying
that's all innovation.
That's all innovation. That's all that innovation actually is my day job is I work in tech, and I have a background with the startup industry, and there's a big mystique around buzzwords like innovation and cutting edge and stuff like that. And so it's oh man, that's really impressive that you did this and that and this and that to innovate. And it's all innovating really is taking two things that weren't together before and putting them together. That's 99% of innovation. Unless you're Elon Musk, that is 99% of innovation. So Uber is a delivery app and a taxi together. That's that. And I see that with music too. So
then I challenge Dexcore to step outside the Nocturnal Bloodlust realm and maybe not look back at the bands that are Visual K now. Look at American bands and pull from what you like from that, and then pull from what you like from what you've been doing. Because we know that some of these members in Dexcore used to be in Death Gaze. Pull from Death Gaze. Don't be ashamed of it. Do it, and then put it all together. It would be great.
Dexcore had a B-side on New Era, I think.
Yeah.
that what I think it was Crying Rain or something like that. That was like this, like it was this vicious dubstep infused kind of sorry, not Crying Rain, The Sky Is Crying. This vicious kind of dubstep infused like metalcore song, but it was like hyper catchy at the same time. And they took advantage of how slickly produced their sound is. That like I think when we first talked about Dexcore, I like talked about like, you know, Dexcore kind of just sounds like the general style that band is going for. It's just like it's just, they just took gent metal, like gentcore, metalcore, deathcore, and just kind of like smudged it all together, and they were like Dexcore. That's like their sound is Dexcore. Like. So I think if they keep,
name is the genre that they're trying to produce.
But like every time they go and like try and do something, you know, that's more inspired by another band, like Black Pig or whatever that interestingness was, it's it comes off a little I cringe. I don't know. It could just be me, but. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to sound. We're not trying to put this band on blast or anything like that. It's really more like they're at a critical turning point, and I think I personally I've now learned to hold out for the B-sides and see where they're at.
All the experimentation happened.
Yeah, so I want to see some cool. Hopefully, we can see some cool B-sides and whatnot. And but still going to keep following this band because it is a cool band at the end of the day. But yeah, I think Winona's got the golden point there of you know, leave 2015 and 2015.
Late 2015 Nocturnal Bloodlust needs to be left as not 2015 Nocturnal Bloodlust.
It's perfect. It's perfect in history right now. Like don't revive it. So, all right. Next up we have Razor, and by the way, this is a really dope ass look.
It's a really good sound.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know if I've heard this one.
I quite enjoyed the preview.
Yeah, the thing about Razor that's I don't want to sound like a downer the whole stream, but like the thing about Razor that's I think I've seen this PV preview, and the thing that started to bother me is that for just their PV tracks, it seems they only make one kind of song structure, but it's much more tolerable to people like Winona and myself because they flood it with all kinds of wild variations of like alt metal and metalcore and like mixing in all kinds of like, you know, different genres and stuff. But like the core sound, it's like the same kind of emotional lunacy-esque kind of a song structure, but then it's just set to like these vicious riffs and stuff. But I think it's starting to wear on me. Maybe that's because I listened to a lot of Razor when it first came out. But having said that, I will say their mini albums, which I believe this is, are hella diverse, you know, by comparison. You know, so I will say, you know, don't judge the whole book by its cover. You really can't do that with Razor PVs. They're kind of there for like the aesthetic purpose almost as much as the sound itself. You know, this may just be a thing I just have to resign myself to, that like, you know, like how it was with Harlequin, where it's like all the experimentation was on the non-PV tracks, but then that started to die off with Harlequin. So like now, you know, it makes me hesitant to endorse that again. Mm-hmm. But the mini,
keep the dream alive, Jeff.
The mini album is called Not Invisible, like K-N-O-T, Invisible, and it's their third mini album. All three of their mini albums have been solid, fun to listen to, quite varied. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Man, this is another band that it's like, man, is this going to be like a case with Dataroma where it's like, I should just write a review for someone should just write a review for the next like mini album that comes out, because we're never going to get a full album from them. Like, but because their music's really interesting, but it's so interesting you almost want to like wait for the first full album,
But that's not gonna happen.
I don't. Yeah, it's.
I feel like they break it down into mini albums for like a specific reason.
Yeah, I don't know
Maybe
how palatable a full Razor album would be, to be honest. Like, it's a very intense
I
sound.
don't think it would be like for Razor. It wouldn't be very palatable because all their music. They still have a lot of growing to do. They have a lot of growing to do as a band. For Dead Aroma, I think it just works better for them to have mini albums because they can just keep it so succinct and just cut out all the bullshit songs, like all the songs that'll like make us lose interest in the album.
Yeah, basically. And speaking of Dataroma, that's our next artist with our next release, Dataroma, also on November 14th. Jesus Christ, rip like everything on November 14th. Like, oh God.
It's kind of like October 8th when that happened.
You mean August 8th? Like 8/8?
August 8th, yeah. I'm already...
Is this Visual K Valentine's Day? Because it's on the 14th, but it's in November, so it's the fall. I feel like VK fans like the fall, Halloween.
It's the best tour time because your makeup doesn't.
Because your makeup doesn't run? Is that what you said?
Yeah. All bands love to tour in the fall.
I think you just said like the truest statement of the stream.
It was validated by so many band guys. Like, yeah, we love touring in the fall. Makeup doesn't get messed up and you can wear leather.
Yeah, so Dataroma is coming thundering back from their hiatus. We've done a couple streams on that. You should definitely check those out if you haven't already. So they've got their new drummer. It is the former drummer of the Black Swan, Len, and his new name is Ryohei. That's the long and short of it. Their previous drummer left, and then they went on hiatus, and he left due to medical issues. But then they had announced an announcement in October. They came back. Yeah. They revealed. I literally called the stream that. I was like, "There's no other way to say this." And the announcement turned out to be the new drummer plus Dadaism number 4, which is the mini album that's now coming out on November 14th. There's a PV preview out for the lead track, I guess, which is like Truly La La or something. It's like not.
Want me to look at that?
It's not even proper Japanese, so like good luck you like understanding it. It's some sort of play on a bunch of stuff.
Are we talking about the latest preview track?
Yeah, like we had to flip a coin in terms of like which way you would write it, because it's one of those Visual K play on words things where it's like there's two equally valid direct translations of it because of the way they put the kanji, because they're doing some sort of artistic inside joke twist on the way you word it. But then there's no English translation of it at the time of when it's time to report the news. So like that happened with Twister. Yeah, that happened with everyone with Uragirubero on the Gazette's 9th. Yeah, everybody had to just like pick one. There was two equally valid ones. But so I've seen the PV preview, I've heard the PV preview, and then I've listened to the mini album preview, and I'm really hyped for this. Like the PV song itself is like you can hear the Black Swan like drumming influences and stuff in it. And I've talked about this before, so I won't like drone into it, but it's like it is slapping hard. And then it is like but then the song itself is like it's harking back to like old school Dataroma with like a new school sound and feel and rhythm. But like the vibes are like that old school dark, Dadaism number 1 stuff. I'm super stoked for that. But then when I listened to the entire mini album preview, I was very surprised by like the broad range of sounds. They're keeping it metal, but it's like about as broad as like some of their more branched out like releases that they've done, like Dadaism number 3, where they kind of went into rock and alt rock and light rock and stuff to a certain degree. it's not, they didn't depart from metal this time, but there's a lot of different sounds from what I remember, like a lot of different song types. I think it opens with like this nice kind of melancholy-ish song. I'm trying not to like listen to the preview too much. I don't want to like spoil it for myself too much. I just kind of like went through and just got a general vibe. So excuse me if I'm getting some of that wrong. But basically, I'm liking what I'm hearing. It's going to be. It seems like it's going to be a very full, diverse, but like ultimately very Dataroma mini album. So I don't know. Do you, Winona, will Datism number 4 be the mini album where you finally are able to start following Dataroma?
Stop. I like Dataroma, okay? I'm just bad at following bands. God. Yeah. I gotta get my hands on Datism number 4 though when that comes out.
Yeah, for sure.
God, they gotta get more stuff up on Apple Music. That's what they gotta do. I gotta be more active.
Actually, if I can pull up the picture for the types, I will, because it's pretty dope in my opinion. Like the single album covers, I think they really nailed it with the album covers this time. Are you gonna load me into the picture? No. Okay, I'll go here. Oh, it's very haunted house. I mean, it looks literally like a haunted house for the A side. And then the B side is like, it looks like a kid or somebody dragging an umbrella walking up to it. Very kind of raw. It's very dope.
You know what I'm just finding? I looked up Dataroma on Apple Music, and they have 2 profiles. And one profile has their Dadaisms, the other one, and their latest stuff, and the other one has like "This Is Live" and older stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm subscribed to the one. I don't know. Do you call it subscribed on Apple Music? I'm following the one that has the "This Is Live" and the singles. I just assumed that. I'll just correct myself from a past stream. I guess the Dadaisms are not like physical copies only.
Yeah, number 2 and number 3 are up, and I Am Android is up, but number 1 is not up.
The Android single is up too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the all caps version.
Oh, I see. There's an all caps Dataroma.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know what happened, but yeah. All right, so yeah, I'll get into Dataroma, no problem. Watch me get in there this week.
Yeah, I really don't know what's going on.
Everything's readily available for me now.
You know what though? It's just Datism number 2 and number 3.
No, that's what I said. Yeah, number 1 isn't on there.
Is it on anywhere?
Oh.
No.
Maybe that's the super special release.
Well, not really. They put literally all of the songs of it on Stanzik, which is on the
that's on Apple Music. So.
Yeah.
Maybe they just saw no need.
Well, this is great. I know what I'm going to be listening to now that we found that out. There's your hot tip, your VKH Live hot tip. Awesome. Sweet. All right, let's move on, because I mean we could talk about Dataroma all day. But...
We really could. Anfiel.
Look at these bright boys. Look at these bright, colorful boys.
Pure boys. At a time that even Kodomo Dragon went down into the abyss.
Pastel power. I haven't followed Anfiel for a little while, but I would just recommend the band in general to people, especially like those of you in the chat that are like LMC fans or I don't know, like A9 fans or Alice 9 fans, if you like Roy's, The Raid, that kind of a stuff. They have a very the kind of a flowing, kind of romantic kind of vibe to like their music. It kind of sets them apart a little bit. I think it's the vocalist's voice that kind of does that for me a little bit. Also, their looks are amazing, as you can see. Also,
super clean.
Super clean. Also, their guitarist is like out of all of the other band members' league. like demonstrably in some of the singles, in terms of like it will be like a relaxing pace, and they'll be like weaving together like these different sounds, and like it's like almost like Vislet but like silkier or something, and then they'll get to the guitar solo and the bridge, and he just like shreds it. And then it's back into it. I've seen that in a couple of their previews. It always cracks me up that it's like they went overboard on the guitarist budget. They put too many points into the guitar skill. But I mean, it's appreciated, But maybe it's not fair to say out of their league, because I don't know if everybody else is just kind of just doing their thing because that's all that's required of them, and then the guitarist is the one that's been like, well, wait, let me kind of put my foot down and do my guitar solo. I want to go all out here.
Well, the guitar solo is the only point that he can really, show his skills and be like, yeah, I belong here, and maybe that's just what happened.
Yeah, exactly. What band is this? I missed it. This is Anfiel. Anfiel.
It's another band that's matured really, really well over the years, to some people's surprise.
Well, it was pretty much after they put out that Lava song that they kind of secured themselves for quite a while. But yeah, it's... last I checked, they were a solid band. I really need to catch up on them, because they are actually a light band that does make music that I can like get into and vibe on a daily basis. Actually, like in general, like I'm listening to more and more like lighter music. So I guess I should stop saying I'm an adrenaline junkie.
I think their look right now is an accurate visual representation of what they sound like in general.
It honestly is, like silky and varied and smooth and blended.
Yeah, because I remember before their look used to be like it was false advertisement, basically. They didn't look like they sounded the way that they do, and they've slowly like morphed into the kind of band that looks exactly what they sound like.
Yeah, basically. And their looks, they've had some amazing looks too. So I would check out their...
added up with what they sounded like.
I would really check out their PVs. They're really fun to look at. They're kind of up there with... they're like they're like the elegant like flip side of like a band like Lacko, I guess. That's that it's like how Lacko does like really striking visual bizarre stuff. They do really striking visual like fashionable stuff, like beautiful stuff, like that kind of thing, trendy stuff. This would be a good example of, they probably don't identify as Osharike, but it's like they're approaching that point of the Osharike that's not Genki Osharike, which is like all like what
it's like old school Osharike, but not like old school Osharike, just trendy,
yeah. Well, we've been because we've been through this 800 times, and it's never going to catch on in the West, because like in the West we hear Osharike, we think Vivarush, we think like old Sug. And
over the top Osharike.
Yeah, that's actually a subgenre of Osharike, or a sub-scene of Osharike called Genki Osharike. And that's actually how Vivarush refers to themselves. And that's how we found out, is from talking with their promoter and other promoters. And also when Sug did their Black album and we interviewed them, they maintained that they were still Oshare, and
they were like, we didn't mature, we're still.
And the reason for that is that Oshare is means fashion, or trendy. Trendy. So for broader Osharike, you could consider this Osharike if it's like trendy fashion is a priority.
It's definitely on trend if you look at them. Because they're wearing all the monochromatic colors, black and white, and the gold chains on the guitarist. It's super trendy.
Yeah, basically. So, but yeah, I don't think that'll ever that'll ever fully take hold here. I think it's just been too many years of Oh, Sharike, they need to have every color of the rainbow in their hair and face.
No, it's more like, oh, Sharike, make everyone happy-go-lucky. Blah. Vomiting rainbows. Like, no, that's not quite Osharike.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We have Rain. I'm gonna need to do a Rain stream, Winona.
Yeah, they're good. They've evolved over time.
Holy
in a
Christ!
Very interesting way.
Yeah, they like. I'm talking. They've been on a consistent burn, like a consistent roll for like the last. I don't know how many singles or I mean I thought their last album was solid and the singles on it, like that was them really kind of getting there, but then these singles that they've been putting out afterwards were just they were fucking amazing. And so they have a mini album coming out also on the 14th. Fuck me, that's gonna be a crazy day. We may have a lot of listening parties. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, they won't be on the 14th, I don't think, because if any of these hit Apple Music, it'll probably be later. But I'm going to have my eyes open on the 14th. So the mini album is called Beyond. They do have the full PV up already for the PV track, which
Do you want to even try to pronounce it?
No, I really don't. Do you have it in front of you?
Okay, hold on. Yeah. 僕の独裁的教育師匠反論の歌.
Yeah, that. And they also have a mini album preview. And the PV is like awesome. It's got a badass aesthetic.
The colors are fucking fantastic.
The colors, lighting great, lighting A++++. Like
Jesus.
Theme
fantastic, song amazing. That's what we came here for. Styling, costumes, love it. Mannequins, A+.
See, I gotta start putting this out there more. Like these these good vibes or these inspirational vibes, because I had said like almost a year ago, I think, maybe not a year ago, like 8 months ago, like for those of you who don't know, the vocalist of Rain is the former vocalist of and Eccentric Agent, who was like an amazing indie band back in the day.
We were so sad.
Oh, we were destroyed, but they were wonderful. They had amazing visuals, and like a really like cool kind of hard rock, kind of quirky, catchy style. They were great. So I was surprised to find that, because it's like this band had just kind of been on like a slowly building up steam, but then I'd like kind of skipped over them at first because I wasn't super impressed, and then I would come back and find stuff, and then I was like, oh, it's him, he's here. They've always had amazing style, and I'd always said if Rain ever gets their sound to match their visuals, which are like their fashion model level visuals. I don't even know if this particular look does it justice, like this photo, but you watch their PVs, it's like they could just be models if the band doesn't work out, like quite frankly. Like they could be a model band and pay another band to make their music.
Oh my God.
Like they literally could.
Things that happen in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We won't comment on that, but I'd always said if their sound ever got to match their look, they would be one of the best bands in Visual K, and they are like really getting close to that. And this sound that they have, this like creepy, ominous, like I don't know what you like, hard punk. I don't know what you call it at this point. But it's like they are playing with all kinds of cool dark sounds without going into the tropes of like, popular bands like the Gazette's Dogma stuff or Duran Gray's anything, like it doesn't sound like any of that. It's very much its own thing, and it's you check that shit out. It's gonna be really good. That's all. That's about all I can say at this point, man. Like they're just on fire.
No, I 100% agree with you. I think you just took all the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I
No, it's cool.
had an impulsive reaction there when I was like, "Oh my
No,
God,
yeah,
rain!"
they've had a really strong backing from fans for a while too, like since their debut, because they showed a lot of promise. Like they at least looked cool, right? And then they just started to sound better and better over time, and then just kind of floated under our radar for a bit there, but they've
Yeah.
exploded into 2018.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah. It's wild. I hope they get proper attention. I assume they get a lot of attention already. Like, just from the look and everything like that. It's too trendy to like even hate on if the music wasn't living up to it back in the day. It's like they at least they really nailed the visual part in the beginning, But now they're just the music, man. Fuck. All right, gotta move on. Okay, next up is D. D is releasing a single called Deadly
Can
Sin.
I do D?
You can go all in on D, my friend.
Okay, first I want to invite everyone to go on their website because that's like, it's just wow. Having followed D since like I discovered D however many years ago, they've just grown so much as a band, and I didn't think it was possible for them to grow anymore as a band just because they've been around forever, and it's amazing. It's just amazing, you guys. The production value of their music. I know that they're producing their music through Avex, but it's just wow. It's symphonic metal times 1,000.
So they're back on Avex?
Website. Well, I mean, it's not that they're back on Avex. It's that the label that they're on is on Avex, which is Asagi's label, which is Godchild Records.
Oh shit!
So we talked about this before.
Yeah. Wow.
We talked about this before. Like Godchild Records is distributing and producing through Avex and like through whatever contract situation. So since Godchild Records is technically under Avex, D is technically under Avex, but they're under Godchild Records because it's Asagi's label.
This is explaining a lot about the indie style experimentation, but like mixed with more experienced band members and God tier production and God tier sound. Yeah.
So awesome. It's just so awesome.
Isn't the PV it's got like a lot of dubstep and stuff? Like they sound like the dark side of Rise and Rebellion, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's a heavier, not just dark side, like it's just heavier. Everything's so much heavier now.
Yeah, the darker and metal side, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you go on their website, it's you hear the first few seconds of the upcoming song, like of their new song, and that just plays with like a moving castle and roses, and it's all dark, and I'm like, wow, just jaw dropped, amazing. I'm gonna put a link in chat.
I'm so glad
I'm so glad
they figured it out.
Man.
Yeah.
Been through so much, man.
How worried were we when
Alice in Wonderland came out?
Yeah, yeah.
I was very.
I was like, oh, is this the end? Is this the end? Are we gonna get the best of album next?
No, they do have a best of album coming out. It's called Vampire Chronicles Volume 2, and that's coming out in December.
Well, in this context, that's fine, but it's like
it's fine. Everything's gonna be beautiful, but
yeah. But when it's like the kind of the weaker album, and then it's like, here's our best album announcement, and then a week later it's like, we announced the best album because we're disbanding. It's like, ah.
Yeah, that's like what happened to Gact when he was leaving Avex because he announced the best album and then was out.
And now he's on Nestle.
No, he's not on Nestle anymore. He's signed to some Malaysian label now.
Oh my God.
His career is wild. I don't even know anymore. But D is doing amazing things.
I would do a stream on Gact, but like I would have to conduct the world's wildest research report to like figure out what the fuck he's been up to. Like, yeah.
Just go on his Instagram. Just follow his 2 Instagrams. That's all you have to do. He posts his whole life on Instagram now.
D is much more straightforward. I very much.
D is doing amazing stuff. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of Asagi. I'm so proud of all of them. They're doing amazing things.
Yes, definitely. All right, moving on. Who we got next? We got Roy's next. Hey.
Roy's, yeah, boys.
Yeah, boys. So, by the way, that D that D single, that was the last one that we were highlighting here. That's coming out on the 14th. So, Roy's 16th single, also coming in 4 editions. A little bit of a seen the BP magic at work here.
They're also wearing all white.
Yeah, it's called
with blue. Whoa.
It's called Sinfonia. Sinfonia, spelled with the F.
The boys growing up.
The boys and Roy's, the Roy's boys. How are you feeling about Roy's these days, Winona?
I mean, when they put out Doll, I was digging it, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this is gonna do.
Do you want me to ruin Doll for you?
No, don't ruin Doll for me. I liked Doll.
The trumpets in Doll sound like the jungle. I think it's called jungle hijinks or jungle beat from the Donkey Kong video games.
Don't do this to me, Jeff.
You know, like the
Fine, just let it be a meme. Just let it be a meme, Jeff. Just let it be a meme, and it's okay.
That's gonna be my request for the VKH Live wrench wenches or meme masters, or or both in the chat. Is if you can somehow take the Royce BP and the Donkey Kong, that Donkey Kong song, and just replace it with the Donkey Kong music, or take video game music like the Donkey Kong game and put the Royce as the backing track.
Or put the Donkey Kong game in the backtrack for the Roy's music video. Just replace the trumpets.
Yes, exactly.
More hilarious. That would be great.
This is the challenge I'm issuing to you. Sorry, you were about to say something productive.
I don't even remember now. We just went into meme land.
Sorry, I have a tendency to drag us in that direction.
It's okay. Memes will be relevant.
Yeah. Well, got to cultivate those memes, fam. Got to water the garden of dankness.
No, there's the band called Meme, which we'll get into at some other point.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get into that at some point.
Some other point, not today.
No, not today. But okay, so yeah, I guess the only single that's come out since World Is Mine is Doll, and then World Is Mine. Man, the release cycles that the BP bands are on are they're so rapid fire at this point. I barely listened through.
Mature.
I barely listened through Siva, which was 2 hours. 2 albums.
Well, I would look at it in terms of a business sense, because PS Company, where are they? We have BP Records producing these high quality bands pretty consistently, and I feel like BPR is we gotta be the next PSC, fam. We got these 3 decent bands.
Quick plug, by the way. We're gonna find out where are they being PSC tomorrow. The patron requested stream talking about PSC.
For that.
Yeah, well,
deep discussions on business.
Nah, not deep. Just gonna go over
deep,
the bands.
Surface.
Yeah, it's more about the bands and where the bands went and
what bands? It's all solo artists.
Well, they started with bands, and where did the bands go?
They turned into solo artists. We'll go into it tomorrow.
We'll
go into it tomorrow.
We'll get into it tomorrow.
I have opinions.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Maybe I'll just plan for it to be an hour and a half instead of 45 minutes. Just kidding. Did you listen to World Is Mine? Their last album?
I think I did. I think that was on Apple Music. I think I managed to snag that somewhere.
Yeah, so my favorite album by them is Core. I think it's called Core.
Oh, we know. Yeah, I think it's Core. I think that was your favorite album.
Yeah, and that was like their heavier one with Egoist and whatnot. But I liked Antithesis, and Anthem was okay. Yeah, so we'll see where they're going with this single, because I don't know. They're so hard to keep track of. You know what else is hard to keep track of is when it's like Roy's and Kodomo Dragon like crossing over like with their sounds and stuff. And I say that now, but now I have like a strong suspicion that that's like a dated observation, because now they're back out to, they look polar opposite right now.
They couldn't look more similar right now.
Really?
Their outfits are, they're both, all of these bands are in white. All of the BP record bands are in white.
Oh, I was looking at more of like the context of the photo. Like Kiryu's in white, yeah, but they're splattered in blood. Kodomo Dragon looks like they're in a fantasy land.
Artist photo is the only thing providing context. Otherwise, it's like they're all in white, and then they all have this slightly more mature produced sound, where they're either, well, except for Kiryu, they're kind of like stepping back a little bit, but even then they're going back to something a little more familiar for them. Kodomo Dragon is like stepping into a realm of like, we're more digestible in general, and Roy's, we don't know yet because they haven't put out anything, but I'm going to assume that they've become slightly more digestible as well, and they're all going to go on a tour, all three of them, and it's going to be a BP Records festival kind of thing, and it's super convenient for all of them to be wearing white right now, so they can all just stand in a group photo and it just easily be edited.
Yeah, so chat, let us know how you feel about Roy's, just in general as well. And I'll have to go back and see if I can differentiate between the last few things they put out. I mean, Doll is pretty obvious, like that was a branching out, so we'll see if this is a branching out or if this is more like, based on the look, it looks more like it's in their Kira wheelhouse, so but yeah, we shall see. Anyways, next up is I figured I would pull up this small band because there are people that are quite interested in them.
It's LA Bash All the Emotions.
Yeah, I think they're going by LA Bait now, the short version.
No, it's LA Bash All the Emotions.
Well, if you look at like what's coming out through Starwave, I mean.
No, I looked on their OHP. It changed to LA Bash All the Emotions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have a, let me pull this back up. Sorry. Got my notes here. They have a single coming out also on the 21st called Welcome to the Fucking Party.
November
21st. And there's a PV preview out for it already. This is a weird band, man. Like their music sounds really rough in terms of mixing, but and they scream and they throw like electronic music on top of it. But when you watch the PV and you listen to it, it somehow gets stuck in your head, or at least that was the case with the first single. It seems to be that way with this second single as well. Maybe not quite as much, but pretty close from what I saw from the preview. But it's just like, I don't understand how they're doing that at all. I don't know. Help, Winona. Explain this paradox.
They put all they did the opposite of what's that band that we really like that has all their money going into their music and not their looks. Who put out Big Mouth? Yeah, Monslow. They're doing the opposite of Monslow. They put all their money into their looks, and then they didn't put as much money into their sound. But it's like their look is so catchy that you can't look away, and because you're just watching it forever, you just end up kind of listening.
Yeah, but it does legitimately get stuck in my head.
I think it's so repetitive too, because like it's so repetitive.
I think they doubled down on that what you just described. Like I think they like did that and then got halfway through and were like, okay, we're just gonna dial this up to 11. So we went from raw and unproduced and not mixed great to times 10, but also catchy to times 10. We're just gonna repeat
everything that you're doing over and over and over again until people remember it.
Yeah, I guess you can see the like to dislike bar on their PVs. It's like you can see it. There's a little bit of controversy, but it's an untrue statement to say that they don't have fans, that they don't have people that are excited, that are like, actually, I'm digging this. I'm fine with this. I like this for whatever. I like it for what it is. You know, I think that's the only way you're gonna be able to get into them is if you accept them for what they are at this point.
Yeah, they're a pretty. They are a pretty interesting band to follow. Because I think we both felt like meh on their sound, but like their looks for their PVs were always like, this looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, you had said the PV for the first PV had a great story too.
Yeah, it told a really interesting story, but I wasn't that into what they sounded like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, they look like they should sound great. By the way, like they
do.
They've got they're usually playing in like a underground kind of, I don't know if it's a rock club or something, but there's DJs and like different lights and stuff, like multicolored lights. You'd expect like some really super dopely mixed, like, you know, electronic or kind of thing.
Has a really high production quality for their look.
Yeah, just not the music. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I would say go check it out if you haven't checked it out already, and let us know what you think. We'll probably talk about them again. Little concerned for them now that they're on Starwave, just because there's a lot of bands going in and out of Starwave right now. And by in and out, I mean they sign and then they disband a little bit later. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, like Lauren says, the new song is really catchy and fun. I actually like their sound. It's infectious and again, really fun. Yeah. I think there's a fun factor that the
new sound is just a sound. It's like I'm looking at this PV preview right now, and it's not a song. It's just a sound, but it's catchy.
Oh, careful!
I don't know how.
Careful! That sounds like boomer talk.
No, it's not. No, like I can hear the music, but it sounds more like different noises that they put together.
That literally sounds like how baby boomers react to dubstep.
I don't. Well, I'm sorry. It just does. Like.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
The music is lacking an obvious melody, and everything is harmonized. And I don't know exactly what the song is, but yeah, welcome to the Exon party, I guess, you know?
Yeah, that's how it's spelled on the PV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so that's our like general rough reaction to it. I will probably go and watch it some more. I'm not gonna lie. It's
all that there is.
I don't understand how to like properly say whether or not I recommend it. I would just recommend like looking at it and just being like, you know, because it's weird. It's weird. It's like paradoxical, the influence it has.
It's like inverse music, but you want to watch it over and over again because it's kind of addictive.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Why?
I don't understand. I'm kind of addicted now. I watched it once and I need more. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, moving on. All right, we have Trinity Decode. Remember these guys? Yeah, signed to Chaos Entertainment.
Yo-Yo's.
Yeah, which is Yo-Yo's label. Sorry, I accidentally cut you out both times. So this is going to be their second single. I don't know if there is a preview for it.
I couldn't find anything, honestly. I can't. An OHP.
You know what? I found it on their They have a Twitter.
Okay.
I'll shoot it over to you and let you make the call because you've had the hottest takes on, the most solid takes on exactly what's right and or wrong with them.
Have I?
Yeah, I would say so. I think for those of you who aren't familiar, I guess the main draw would be of Trinity Decode, which is spelled TRNTYD:code with a space between the Trinity and Decode. Yeah, so basically the vocalist of Trinity Decode is the former vocalist of Killineth, who I fucking loved, and then got really salty that they disbanded.
Oh yeah, they put out like one mini album and it was Apocrypha and we were all in love with it and then they just left.
It wasn't even that. I think it was just a single.
There was like more than one song on it though.
Yeah, it was amazing. And their look is on point and as you can see,
the music video was great. God.
Oh my God, yeah. It was like everything I wanted Mejibre to be, basically. And then they disbanded and Measure Break continued. And that is not the first time that has happened to me. I signal. But that's a story for another day, I suppose. It'd be a salty story. Salty story about how life's not fair for VK fans like Jeff. Anyways, so this is actually the first band on Yohio's Chaos Japan record label, which is his Japanese label. So this is their first Japanese band that he is signing on his label, or has signed. So they've put out one single already, and Killing his vocalist like fucking kills it with his growls.
But he's kind of left the growl behind when he entered this band.
No, I mean it's there.
He's testing things other than the growl.
Yeah, there's auto-tune, there's there's electronic music. One of these guys is a manipulator actually, as in like a DJ, like a more technical DJ. I think it's the former drummer of Killineth. He switched over to being a manipulator.
Yeah, it's the drummer and the vocalist. But the drummer is more like a DJ now. He's a sound mixer now for this band as well.
Yeah, that's the official position they gave him was manipulator, which usually means like...
Manipulator, that's what it was.
Yeah, which usually means more like... I mean, I would assume it means more like... he's much more engaged live in terms of like switching up like different sounds and mixing things like... I would almost say like Hyphana is like someone you would say might be in the more manipulator category. They're like way out there even more, but like, I
have a hot take.
Teddy Lloyd leans really hard towards manipulator a lot.
I have a hot take to give on this upcoming single based on what I've heard.
Okay. Do we want to recap like how we felt about the first single?
Oh, I got it. Don't worry. I got it.
All right.
So based on what I'm hearing and what I said before, I stand by it. The vocalist has been testing things outside of his growl because Killineth was like all screams for him, and he has a fantastic screaming voice. The first single, I think it was Gravity, they put it out, and that was the vocalist just singing. And we felt pretty meh about the singing. Like, yeah, the growls were there, but everything was pretty auto-tuned and like kind of overproduced and sounded like it would have been really great for 2014, but it's 2018, and we've kind of heard all that there had to be heard from a 2014 sound. And
the dude's been in a band that put out 2 singles or whatever and disbanded, and he already has his own catchphrase scream to start out songs. Like that wake up or whatever he's saying, the wake up.
Yeah. But now with Hellhound, they're taking a totally different angle. They're going through a totally different sound. It's like they took what Garugamesh did and with like rap rocking, and I don't know, man. This is the hardest beat that I've heard them produce so far. I know it's their second single, but this is like I'm really digging what I'm hearing beneath the vocals. And I really wish these lyrics were better than what they are, because the lyrics are really messing up this song for me. But I really like the song itself. Like, it's so good.
Oh God, that's how I feel about Zon, by the way.
Yeah, like, dude, the hard beat and like the mixing, just the rapping could have been better. I really wish the rapping were better, because it's like got hints of trap influences in there, and I'm just like, I'm all here for it, bro. I just wish your poetry were better, because it's all in English. Like, it would have been better if he just rapped in Japanese, and I would have been okay with it.
I mean, can I just end the stream early and check this out now? That sounds really interesting. And
you'll get your chance, Jeff. Just hear me out. It's and their look is really good. They've like taken whatever they did the first time and gone with the even more street friendly trend of visual shock. Like street fashion friendly, I mean. And yeah, we still hear the vocalist singing. Like, he's still singing for the chorus, but it's actually more digestible than it was before. There's less cringe. I think he found his proper range, and they figured out just how much to produce it so that it sounded okay. Like, I could sit through this song.
Yeah, because that first single was kind of iffy. You could tell they were trying to break everything in, but like it came at you at 100 miles an hour. So it's like, if they can harness this, like that's going to be impressive. So I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, now this sounds a little more for the times, and I just get better with your poetry, get better with your lyrics, and you're gonna be like the band that I'm crying about later on, where I'm just like, this band is so good, like, just please follow them. I'll keep up with them. They're worth keeping up with to see how much they grow. They still got a little bit to go. But man, this is so good. Just these lyrics. These lyrics are the real handicap right now.
Well, that comes with like funding and sales, and getting more and more resources allocated to the band as they prove that they will be profitable. So they get they bring in a more proper translator and stuff like that. You know how it goes.
Yeah, maybe some pronunciation classes too. It's still good. It's still really good for what it is. Like, as a second single, this is phenomenal. They've made a huge leap. But if you put this up against the masses, it's like decent. But wow, just even the editing for this music video is so much better than it was before, because there's so many nice colors. I love the palettes. I like how they handled the lyrics. So nice.
Dude, can you imagine if the next Gilgamesh comes from a Westerner-owned Japanese Visual K label?
Oh my gosh, that would be crazy.
It will turn like and it's Yohio. Like,
it's Yohio that made the next Gilgamesh.
First of all, it'll turn everything upside down. Second of all, the ass blastedness of a lot of different people I will be all over Twitter. I would be all over Twitter.
I don't know if they're if they were the next Gilgamesh, that would be fucking nuts. But like,
there's nobody. That's so. I mean, it's like,
he needs to work on his singing a little more if they're gonna really be the next Gilgamesh, because Satoshi left some big shoes to fill in like his range, right? Because they were like Japanese Linkin Park.
Well, what was missing the most from that gent electronic style, which was heavier, was some harder growls. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. And we got them now, and they're getting there. They're so close. Like, I can't wait to put
2019 headline, chaos bought by Danger Crew and Trinity Decode signed.
2019, we start getting emails. Like,
yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, they sign if they got Devoloof on there, or on a sub label. Like,
honestly, Trinity Decode, before we were skeptical. I'm a little less skeptical now. I've got some hope. I just really hope they don't take the wrong turn from here, because all of the talent is really starting to show out in this band.
Cool. All right, well, definitely check that out, guys. Easiest way is to go to Chaos Entertainment on YouTube, and you'll see it.
On YouTube? Is it on there?
Well, that's a good question. Is it?
We know it's on the Trinity Decode Twitter.
Yeah. So again, that is spelled TRNTY space D : and then the word code.
I'll just put the link to this in the chat.
Also that, but if for anyone watching in the future. So
click this link in chat.
All right. Next up, we have the raid. We have the raid.
Do we have the raid?
Yes. So they are releasing a single called Anomaly on November, where are we at? 27th. So we're almost done, guys. And it comes in 5 editions. Jesus Christ. Wow. Yeah, so was the PV that you linked in there, that's definitely the one that's tied to Anomaly?
Which one?
The PV that you linked. That Halloween-ish one? That's what we're working with?
Oh, in here under the raid?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely Halloween. It's 100% Halloween.
Yeah, so this slid in at the last second, this PV that they put out. And it's for, I guess, a song, the lead track off of the single.
It translates to I Am a Monster.
Yeah. That PV is... it's very well done for a for the raid. The raid actually makes really good PVs, like really high quality PVs. Lighting on point, basically, or video editing color with the colors on point.
Everything looks great.
Yeah.
Color correction on point.
Yeah,
Love it.
there you go. Yeah. So it was nice to have that because it was like one of the very latest PVs. I think it was the very latest PV. So like if you listened to our well, at the time when we put it out, if you listen to our Halloween playlist, I think that's like one of the first ones that would start off, and it's like perfect. It's like, indie visual cave-in, but it's like they're bigger now, they're around, people like them, not too big, not too small, like, it's like a perfect way to kick it off. So, and I think on the Halloween stream, I was just like, why are there so many Jewish stars on the vocalist?
Stop.
Oh, God.
It's not what they think it is. Let's just say that.
I'm scared to comment. I'm just scared to comment.
I linked the music video to the raid in chat.
Yeah, it really is a dope look. And it's a catchy song, and it's fun.
No, yeah, it's super fun. I love the beat. I love the composition of it.
Yeah, it just like came out of left field. Like for me, they just threw it up, and I was like, so I'm like still like, oh.
They said Happy Halloween, bitches, and then put it up.
Yeah, and it's coming out a month later. It's like,
yeah.
Well played. Well played. Got to get those Halloween plugs. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is Breakin' Holiday.
Yeah, our favorite biblical band. I mean,
yes. So this is the current band of former Delhi bassist Delhi vocalist Jury and Delhi bassist Aggie.
Yes.
And there's a member of
Ichini.
Yeah, thank you. 12012 for people that don't know that's how it's pronounced.
For you non-weebs.
Yeah. For those of you who speak American, named after an LA gun code, apparently, like a gun crime code, firearm possession code, allegedly.
Wow.
That's what Wikipedia said. I don't know how much I believe it, but that's a hell of a...
Wikipedia.
It is. It's what it said. So they're putting out their second single. I want to check this out. I don't know if there's a PV preview out, but if there is, we should dig it up. We'll write something about it. Delhi was a great band. We have the Delhi stream.
Delhi was an amazing band.
Yeah, they were a god tier band. They were like going to be a Gazette level band.
And then they disbanded.
And now they're coming back and putting out a 10th anniversary album and doing a 10th anniversary performance in the spring. And hopefully the fans can send them a message that they should stick around,
Say, hey, you back, fam?
Yeah, but Breaking Holiday is like this kind of clean, crisp kind of metalcore sound, I guess.
I think they're highly conceptualized in comparison.
Yeah,
metalcore, yeah, absolutely. But I just think they have a lot more concept backing them.
Yeah. It's just the sound is very crisp, and I wasn't sure if Jury would be able to pull off like the duties of a metalcore vocalist, but the leanness and crispness of their guitars and drums kind of fits the half and half kind of growl / scream thing that he does. He's kind of like how Rukia was before Rukia like retooled his voice for Dark Age, which in that it's kind of half and half. It's not he's not fully death growls. So depending on how he executes like screams and growls, it can sound like cool and dope, like a Slipknot rap scream or something, or it can sound a little off, little weird. Like he's running out of gas. But that's in past projects. This one, it's very good. The music I'd heard. Their first EP was it an EP or a single?
It was, I think it was an EP.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was called Lilith, right?
Yeah, it's called Lilith, and
oh wait, I have it on my phone. This is the best way for me to check this out.
Yeah. And he gave a very good. I think that episode of VKH Breakdown, our podcast, is actually up online.
It's a single.
It's a single? Okay.
Yeah, because they had two songs, Lilith and then Yummy.
I see. Yeah, I see it. Okay, this is their second single. It's called Fantasia, by the way. It's coming out on November 28th. It has 2 tracks again. So, yeah, I think that episode, I don't know if it was the very first one, but like one of the early episodes of VKH Breakdown, Winona gave like a theological lore lecture on who Lilith is and what the context of it is, because he is like referencing like Bible stuff.
The Bible straight up. The first words of that song
is in the beginning God created
light.
Yeah.
And I died.
Yeah, but it's not like, don't worry, it's not Christian rock, guys.
It's not. It's definitely not. But the rest of the song is definitely like fully referencing the Bible. But like that's the only song they've written that references the Bible, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's referencing the apocryphal scriptures, so that's how you know it's rock and roll.
It's referencing a bastardized text that's like been forgotten and lost, except for in like certain religious communities.
Yeah, the pagan Christians or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called.
Oh, it's all in the Old Testament. Like this is all Old Testament stuff that they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Lilith happened when, I'm gonna give a real quick version of it. Lilith was Adam's ex-wife who was like, hey, I want to be on top sometimes, and he was like, nah, and then she got like, they divorced, air quote, and then she became this demon that eats children and lures them out to sea and stuff, like eats men and children and stuff like that. If you want to hear the full version, listen to our podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Also, you could check out the lyric video. I'm sure he kind of describes it a little bit.
Not really.
Not really? Okay.
Not really.
Oh, God. Think of it as DLC for your Bible. There's my sick gamer reference. What's up, you gamer kids? gamer guys and girls.
And I'm the weeb, huh? No.
Bump me up in the algorithm, YouTube. I'm a gaming stream now. We're a gaming stream. We're talking about games. Games. They get so much cool stuff so much faster. It's not fair. Anyway.
Soon we'll do Otome games. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, are you? I keep trying to find them. They're all discontinued.
Don't find them, Jeff. You just download them on your phone.
No.
And you just play them.
They're all gone.
I play them.
The VK ones are gone.
Nah, Visulog had a good number of them.
I would have to get a Japanese account.
You have to search them in You just have to search them in Japanese. You don't even have to get a Japanese account.
Really?
Yeah. I had them forever, and then I deleted all of them off my phone because I was ashamed.
Okay, I will make a note to try that then. Thanks for that tip. I've been looking.
No problem. I guess.
I may be professionally planning streams, and I may have really hit a wall with that one.
Oh my god.
Okay, so next up is the micro headphones. On November 28th is releasing their best album 2015 to 2018. Thank you for My Clone,
which was it's in honor of Nemo, their vocalist, who is leaving the band.
Yeah. So I guess this band just has a lot of phases, man. Like a lot of eras, so to speak.
Yeah, they had a vocalist before. I forgot his name, but he's doing a solo now, and I think it's interesting because micro headphones have become the new age Malice Miser, but without most of the popularity. I want to say because Malice Miser was the last band to do the vocalist rotation thing, even though that was not on purpose. Like it just kind of happened, and now micro headphones are doing the same thing where it's just kind of happening. They're rotating vocalists.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not on purpose, but it's also not on purpose because most bands, when the vocalist leaves, they disband. You know, so it's like, I guess they really think they have something to their formula that's worth sticking together for. I guess there hasn't been.
Well, keep in mind a lot of the members on there are also on Death Spiral.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so they're just like, yo, we got to keep this side hustle going.
Which one's the side hustle at this point?
The one that's not Death Spiral.
But weren't they gone for a really long time? Death Spiral?
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Look at Lurk and CL and Vamps. Which one's the side hustle? Vamps was the side hustle, even though Lurk and CL hasn't done anything since 2012.
I need to look up some numbers for what Death Spiral sells. Apparently, I mean,
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I think it's a matter of like how much impact one band's left over the years, like in their heydays, rather than like number of records sold. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, well, even like their heydays and stuff, like.
Oh yeah, true.
Well, the easiest thing to pull up is. All right, I'll look it up later, but yeah, Death Spiral is kind of weird because it's like it doesn't show up on a lot of radars of English fans. I feel like as much, but then like I keep looking and it's like, well, I think they're signed to Avex. And they seem to be anime openings, and they're well made. This may just be one of those like hyper big in Japan rock bands that's like, you know, Avex keeps a tight leash on. You know, hiding them from the outside
Avex
world.
Keeps tight leashes on a lot of their artists.
Yeah, they. It's. Let's just say from streaming, I'm aware of their copyright policy. It's pretty mean for YouTube.
Let's just say from getting press releases, we're aware of.
It's pretty strict.
How strict they are.
It's very keep Japan for the Japanese. It's like
they got PPAP and they know he's loved overseas. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. Anywho, there's still so much micro headphones music to get into and to go back through. I feel like for the average listener, anyway. I mean, especially if you're anything like me, so this might be worth something picking up. Recap the last era or so. All right. Last but not least is Vislip.
So we've been through some stuff.
Okay, please. Well, all right. Well, let me go through the. I'm out of. I'm like I'm out of it when it comes to Vislip. So like I lost interest in their music, and then at the same time, like it's been so hard to get access to their music, and so I don't even know if I'm even not interested or interested in it. But anyway, they have an album coming out on the 28th. The title is to be announced, and it comes in 3 editions. So what you know about some Vislip, fam? Educate us.
I remember the really, really sad report that happened a couple of years ago. They came back super strong from it though. When I believe it was their manager who died in a car accident, and it was in their tour bus, or not in their tour bus, their van. It was like a hit and run kind of situation.
Oof. Oh,
yeah, they came back from it really strong though, because like we were really, really concerned because they went on hiatus from it for like a year, and then came back, and their music just sounded really good. But there was like a certain, like obviously there was like a certain tinge of sadness to it for a good couple of months there, but then yeah.
For sure,
they figured themselves out.
Well, that's good. I just don't know. They're putting an album out that sad stuff happened to them, and I don't know what else to say. They look cool.
A long time ago, like not that long ago, but like it was a good while ago, and I'm proud of them for getting through it. But like I haven't been able to keep up with them, unfortunately.
They look cool. They're just hard to follow and keep up on. And
yeah.
We write articles about them too. Like it's not like that. I just don't know personally. This is so bad. Sorry guys. If you guys want a Vislip stream or something, let me know and I'll dive into it and just really get into it. If you make me. But I just kind of lost interest because I remember like getting into them when they were like an anime. Well, before they kind of became an anime band, and they were like a little hard with the Annie song sounded in the chorus. They were very popular on the VK. This Visual K Heaven video countdowns back in the day, back when they were first starting out, and then as they got, as they went major and got more and more quote unquote major, like they continued to just get, I think, just more and more mainstream friendly, and it wasn't my cup of tea. That's all. It was perfectly decent music, I think, but like a band can like really cross over into the mainstream and like still be up your alley, like Doubt. Doubt was like up my alley, even like at their height of being a major band on PSC, making like the poppiest of pop rock music. They were 1,000% up my alley. Vislip just wasn't my cup of tea. So, yeah. So maybe check that out if you're into Vislip. Any final thoughts on that, Winona?
No, not really. I feel the same. I didn't get to keep up with them as good.
Yeah, all right. I covered for us, I think. Yeah.
Woof.
Woof.
Phew.
Woo lad. All right. That's all we got, folks. I will check. See if we. I'll check the live chat in a second. See if we got any super chats. No super chats. Okay, so we're gonna starve tonight, and then I'll go through the live chat. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I just wanted to how many words?
Guilt trip.
How many words could I get out before I went back and said I'm kidding? So
big guilt trip.
Right. Yeah. But no, seriously, if you guys did like this, share it with your friends, and tell them about the Discord, and
tell them about our upcoming month of streams.
Yeah. So, because it's going to be really steady, really consistent.
Yeah, and keep up with the post itself. We're hoping to update that with more streams.
Yeah.
And we've got some things in the works that haven't been confirmed yet.
Yeah, so, but the stuff that's on there, if it's on there, it's happening. And we'll make a point. If it's a big enough stream, like these, some of the things that we're working on tying down, or if there's I got strong requests for a dog in the PWO stream this month. Like, I'll make an invite for that on Facebook and, kind of do the whole thing, get it out there. So, yeah. Okay. Let's check chat real quick, and then we'll go ahead and bounce out of here. The preview for Komodo's single sounds like a cool ballad. Sounds really different, but cool to me, says Lauren Evett. That sounds about like what you said, actually. And then, okay, I remember so for penicillin, I had said, press 1 if you like penicillin, 2 if you're aware of them and you don't, they're just not your thing, and 3 if you have no idea. So I got a 2 and a 3. So yeah, I think we're on the same page as our viewers there.
Great. I'm glad that we represent the general masses of.
We are the voice of the people.
Fans.
We are the voice of the people. So excited for this Kiryu album. Their new look is epic, and the new song sounds great. I got a C- on some pronunciation. Time for a haircut. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm a little shocked at how fast that happened, because usually, like before, I was just letting it grow and grow and grow and grow, and I actually got it cut short and layered and stuff, and it filled out and grew out.
I think it's time for you to have a real hair regimen.
Well, that's what this is. It's just, it's kind of hard to tame in general. Like
your hair regimen?
Well, I used this. I used the hair gel, not the gel, the hair wax, I guess, product that the guy gave me. But honestly, my hair gets thick enough and grows out enough and everything like that. That's I think this is the end of my regimen. I have a whole thing. Okay.
It's not. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're gonna have to add to your system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the end part. Like the hair itself is like pretty decent quality, but it's the presentation that's. I think I gotta just go right back to Gatsby. I
think you need to start from what products you used when you clean your hair, like when you wash your hair and stuff, and then condition it.
Well, I do all that, but are you saying like maybe upgrade those?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. Upgrade it, add some things in between.
All right. We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah, get my black girl advice on hair.
Yeah, guys, everybody teach me how to do girl shit. I don't know how to do girl shit. Teach me Instagram, teach me hair.
Makeup, teach Jeff
Teach me makeup, yeah. 11/14 is the second coming of 8/8. Yep. Makes sense. Summer tours are too hot for leather and makeup. Yeah, it's just full AC, or full fans blasting constantly on stage to keep them cool, I guess. Delta says, "Oh, we have arrived at what I'm here for. D, the band, of course." Yes. I echo that sentiment and clarification. Do you have a why?
When I said, "Can I do D?" I immediately regretted it, but just rolled with it.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Let's be mature. Now I'm saying that.
We're all adults.
Love the new Roy's look. LA Bait, they're good, catchy. Ranty Boys, now Salty Boy. Yeah. It's like, is that like the Salty Dog song by who's that? Flogging Molly?
Yeah, Flogging Molly.
Yeah. That's a really good song. Salty Dog. I have only one thing to say to that. Jesus fucking Christ, Jeffrey. This could have been for anything. Yeah. Lauren says, yeah, sometimes I feel like the only one who likes Death Spiral. I'll work on it. Maybe you won't be the only one after a while.
Maybe me and Jeff will both like Death Spiral, and we'll start a club, and it'll be the three of us.
Yeah. In the Death Spiral channel in our... do I have a Death Spiral? I'll add one if I don't have one. Death Spirals to the Galaxy album is really good, and it's on Spotify. I highly recommend. Okay, duly noted. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thanks for all the streams, Jeff. Yeah, no problem. So we will see you guys. We're going to be doing some Patreon requests from our...
loyal great patrons.
Our very loyal great patrons. At our highest backing level, you can request stuff for us to do, and so there were some streams that were requested, and we have some catching up to do for the last few months for it, but so we're going to be doing a couple tomorrow and a couple the day after.
We have some research to do for some of these.
Yeah, so if you want to check those out, I'm not going to like try and spam everybody's feed with it. We'll just like tweet when we're live and stuff like that. But we will get like an event and a notification and all that stuff out for next week's stream, which is going to be, I already forgot what it was. God damn it. It's in the article. It's not during grade. During grade is 2 weeks. Next week is Miyavi talk. So.
Oh, more Miyavi talk.
Yeah. So, all right. Anywho, thanks for joining us tonight, Winona. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're watching this in the future, thank you very much. We will see you later. Peace.
Bye.